Hey, what's up guys? It's Art Book Addiction here, and we're here with a new video. So, last week I asked you guys to send me your work, right? And I've gotten a pretty good response, right? I have about 6 people who sent me their work, which we will be looking at soon. But I wanted to split it up, right? So we're gonna do 3 people right now, and then maybe next week we'll do 3 more people, right? And then the way I'm going to organize this is I'm going to do the least skilled to the most skilled, right? But like, you know, for each video, right? So like there could be someone, it's not like the least skilled now, and then it's going to be like, you know, least skilled, and then more skilled, and then the most skilled out of these 3 people, right? So that's just going to be the format for this, right? So it could allow you guys to have me do different kinds of critique and stuff like that, right? For you guys, so you could understand where I'm coming from and how I critique from a different level. Okay. So before we start this, I want you guys to understand, right? This is something that I want you guys to know before I begin this, right? When I critique, right, the people who are less skilled, okay, I will be more encouraging, okay, I will be easier, right, because that's what they need, the younger people, that or the less skilled people. They need encouragement, and they need to know what the problem is, but you can't hit them hard, basically, right? Because then they'll shy away from creating altogether, right? But the more skilled people, right, I'm going to be harsher on, okay? I'm going to be stricter on, okay? Because I know they could take the hit, right? And I know the things that can make them improve a lot, right? So understand that, right? The worse you are, the easier I'm going to be on you. The better you are, the harsher I'm going to be on you, right? Because I know you guys can take it, okay? All good? Right. Now, let's do this. Okay, so our first victim, right, is going to be Kaze Dreamer. Okay, so first we're gonna look through, you know, just like kind of like a little overview of their work, right, and then we're gonna go into the critique, right? So let's take a look right here. As you can see, this is someone who is like younger in their journey. When I say younger, I don't mean like age, I mean like just on the artist's journey, right? So we have a younger artist right here. You know, it could be age-wise, but you know, who knows, right? You can see they derive a lot of influence from, you know, cartoons, anime, stuff like that, right? And you know, their work is you know, still, like I said, of a younger age, right, and of like of a younger experience, right? Okay. I can see Samurai Jack right here. This one is actually not too bad. This one right here. But you can see that their work it's rough, okay, and it's done in pencil, so it has that kind of look about it, right? That more amateurish look, but that's okay, right? That's part of the process, you know what I mean? Okay, so now that we've had like kind of an overview of their work, let us look at the piece that they want critiqued. Okay, so here we go. So we have a Goku piece, right? This is actually not too bad. This is actually, yeah. I can see that what they're doing is that they're you know copying a lot from like maybe a frame, or maybe like, you know, something like a drawing that they saw, and then they're copying, right? Which is fine, because, you know, I used to do the same thing when I was a kid, right? So yeah, so how do we make this piece better, right? Well, let's take a look with what's working so far, right? So something that's actually really surprising that's working right now is the foreshortening, okay? Because foreshortening is very, very hard, right? To make it feel like correct. Do you understand, right? So I would say that the foreshortening is actually, like, you know, for someone of this skill level, pretty impressive, right? You know, maybe it's just because they're copying someone, but you know, overall, the foreshortening is working, right? It doesn't feel too bad, right? So, how do we make this piece better, right? Let's figure this out, right? Let me just take a look at it, right? Let me take a good look at it. Okay. Let me look at the reference, because they got it here, right here. Okay. All right, this will allow us to kind of understand what's going on. All right, so the foreshorten. Okay, we've got the leg right here, right? So, okay. Let's kind of have them side by side right here, right? See, you know what? Like, actually, not too far. Okay, not too bad, right? So let's take this away, right, and then like kind of just judge this piece as itself, right? So one thing that I think could really improve this piece is the dinosaur right now. The legs are kind of getting lost, right? They're kind of getting lost, and this leg, I didn't think it was a leg before. I thought it was a claw, right? So you can see right here that this is a hand right there, and so in my brain I thought this was also another hand, but this is supposed to be the foot, right? So in the ref you can see that the foot is very it's distinct, right? Let me see, pull it up again, just put a new tab, there you go. So you can see this the foot is a little bit thicker, right? But that's okay. This is just a single frame, right? What I would say is to make this leg more evident, right? Like more obvious, right? So like right now it's a little skinny, you know what I mean? But you see right here that it's nice and big and muscly, right? And it's like boom, right? And this leg can be either pulled down, okay, or like you want to show more of it, basically, right? So that we could tell the difference between the legs, right? And the arms, right? Because the like I said, I thought this was just another arm, right? The arm is okay, right? That's okay. But yeah, so what I would say right now is make the leg bigger, right? This leg in particular, right? And then pull this leg out more, right? So we could see and differentiate and understand that the dinosaur is chasing Goku, right? Yeah, and you know, like I said, for what it is, it's not too bad, right? It's not too bad. Yeah. I hope you guys, you know, when you're further along in your artist journey, that you send your work again, and then like we can reevaluate your work once again and see the improvement that you guys made, right? So that's the first critique. Not too bad, you know, fairly young, but I want you guys to understand that this is how we all start, right? We're not all, you know, Picassos immediately, right? I guess Picasso worked it backwards, but whatever. That, you know, that's besides the point. Okay, so first critique done, right? Okay, so our second user, right, is let's see, Oliput. I don't know. I'm not too sure. But anyway, so again, let us take an overview of their work, right? Okay. All right. So the work is very, very soft, right? You can see they're trying to go for like a softer style, you know, but they're drawing these kind of like fairy characters, you know. Honestly, the anatomy is like, you know, not too bad actually, right? You can see they're trying to draw through, right, in the more practice sessions, right? What I'm guessing is that this person learned a lot through like animation, right? That's where I'm seeing a lot of animation influence, right? But yeah, okay. So like I said, more skilled, right? Further along, right? Now let us take a look at what they want critiqued, right? Okay, so here is the piece that they would like to get critiqued. So let's take a minute to look at it, right? There's a lot of cool elements in here, right? I'm guessing these are kind of like fish, and these are like maybe lily pads, right? Okay. Okay. All right, so let's talk about what's working. Let's talk about what is a good element first, right? You know, because I got a sandwich, right? I got to sandwich my critiques, right? So what I would say is working, right? Is the color. Okay, I like the color, right? There's a lot going on. It's very vibrant, right? But there is enough color balance to make it work, and that's hard to do. Right? There's a lot of people who will go to these like super saturated bright colors, but it doesn't work, right? But I'm really surprised to say that here the colors they're actually, you know, they're not perfectly balanced, but there is a balance. There's something that is working right here, right? So applause to you for making these colors work, because I know a lot of young artists they try to use these really vibrant colors and it just doesn't work, right? So that being said, right, colors are working, right? What's not working, right? I would say what's not working is the edges. Okay, there are spots that feel unfinished. Okay, right. So like this leg right here, right? You could fix that up. You know what I mean? The shape isn't isn't quite there, right? This leg it's better, right? But you can see right here, like, you know, there's like this right here, which can use. Let me zoom in. Can use a little bit, like, you know, just fix it up. You know what I mean, right? Right here, there's a lot of ill-defined stuff. So I know this is supposed to be fish, right? But you need to make it more defined, right? It feels like a like, you know, kind of like a wild, like, you know, like you know, like that's cool, right? That's cool and stuff, but you need to take the time to come in and polish some of this stuff, right? Yeah, see, like this face, it's like overall it's good, but then there's like these little things right here, you know, like underneath the chin, right? That could just use a little bit cleaning up, right? The wing, like, use a little bit cleaning up. See right here, there's like that mark right here. We'll get rid of that, right? If you are afraid of, you know, like messing up what you already have, I would just say make a new layer, and then just, you know, color pick, and then just fill it in, right? You know, the fish, make them a little bit more defined, because everything here is working on a color level. Composition's pretty cool, right? But I would say you need more structure, right? And I'm not saying like anatomy or anything like that, but I would say, like, make things more defined, right? Because they're still kind of like abstract, you know, right? Like these fish, right? They, like, I can barely read them as fish, right? But you can define it more as a fish, right? And you don't have to do like a lot of work. You can just make the silhouette more of a fish. You know what I mean, right? Same thing with the figure, right? See this hand right here, this arm? It's not really defined yet. You know what I mean? This arm's not really defined yet, you know? So you need to come in there and polish the stuff, because it's working, right? It's almost there, right? You got the rough concept, but you need to add the structure, right? Make the shapes feel better, and I think this work can really improve, right? So just get in there and, like, okay, like you see this, like, what is that? You know, figure it out in your head, find reference, and then make it into something more tangible, right? You know, these lily pads, right? Something easy you could do, right, is just do a little, like, little divot, right? A little, you know, like a little, see, kind of like this, but like in more, right? So that you're like, oh, it's a lily pad, right? It's like we could still have these abstract shapes, but we can make them a little bit more well-defined, right? But you know what? Overall, I would say that this piece is it's working. You know what I mean? It's working, right? The composition is pretty good, right? Color balance, which is very hard to do, is working, right? This piece overall, it feels like it's working. It just needs more polish, right? And more definement, right? So we can understand what's going on, right? Not just because, you know, like, oh, there's a lot of stuff going on, but because we're like, oh, these are fish. They're like, she's on a pond, you know? Maybe she's like standing on a flower, and these are like flower petals, stuff like that, right? So that so that the audience understands what's going on as well, right? But yeah, not too bad. I'm pleasantly surprised. Okay. But yeah, so that is the second piece, right? Let us move on to the third piece. Okay, so we now have our third artist right here. This is Pondu Art, right? That's a nice simple name. There you go. Oh, based in Germany. Ooh, shout out to the German fans. I didn't know I had fans from Germany, right? But let's take a look at their work right now. Okay, so what I'm liking so far is I'm seeing a lot of figure, right? A lot of figure work, which is difficult, right? You can see they want to be a character designer, right? Through this kind of work. Everybody Hates Chris. I love that show. This is working pretty well, you know. You can see that they are getting into anatomy, but they're not quite there, right? This is actually working pretty well, you know. But yeah, you know, the work is still kind of it's getting there. But it's not quite there yet, right? So how do we get into that? How do we fix that, right? So let's go to the piece that they want critiqued, right? Which is Be the Killer, right? And you know, actually, this is this is pretty impressive, right? From what I'm assuming, this is someone who is like just getting into art school, and they're trying to get better, right? And let's take a look at this design, right? So, we got a like clown bee, like I would assume like a villain character, right? So I'm gonna say what's working right now is the vibe, okay, the character, right? I would say that's working. That's presenting itself pretty well, right? This character, he is, you know, he's an evil clown, you know, and he's like, you know, he's like, I'm aggressive, and like maybe I'm a little crazy, you know, a little whacked out, right? So his character is coming through, right? And let's see, so he has like a bee theme about him, right? I guess these are like, you know, like bee horns, like bee drills or something, like a bee drill, right? Like little drills, right? To be like, yeah, I'm threatening, you know, I'm like, I'm gonna poke you, I'm gonna stab you, right? Okay, so the character, he's coming through, right? I get his vibe, right? So that works, you know what I mean? So I understand what's going on, right? So how do we make it better, right? How do we make it better, right? So I would say the clown elements versus the bee elements, right? There needs to be a little bit more, okay, right? Of course, the anatomy could use some work, stuff like that. You know, this leg is a little, you know, but whatever. Who cares about that, right? Let's talk about the design, right? So, I would say, right now, the one thing that you could do to immediately make this design better, right, is to make his shorts yellow, okay, right? The yellow and black right here, put it down here, right? Because we have this element, right, this kind of pattern right here, but it's not being repeated throughout the piece, right? So we have yellow up here, we have yellow here, there should be yellow somewhere down here, right? Because this is just the top portion, right? We want color harmony, right? So we could take this yellow and put it into the shorts or into the shoes, what have you, right? Let's see. yeah, we can make that yellow. Let's see, what else can we do? Scar is good. Yeah, that's fine. We could also increase the clown element as well, right? Because the clown right now is kind of just his face, right? So maybe we could give him clown shoes, right? And then you could take that same red and put it in the clown shoes, right? So so we have like the red here, you know. Maybe we could have some more red on his chest. You know what I mean? Like maybe his like wound is bleeding or something, or maybe he has like some kind of like red markings. You know what I mean? Maybe on his leg or something, or whatever, and then or on his chest, and then we have the red on the shoes, right? And then, oh, you know what you could do? You could do like red with yellow stripes, or vice versa, right? Just try it out, because these are things that I'm just throwing out. You know, they could work, they could not, but it's your choice to figure out what you want to do and to try it out, right? Try it out, see if it works. Doesn't work, throw it out. Okay, try something new, right? Yeah, see this belt buckle right here? That could be a nice place to put an accent color, right? It could be like the red, it could be the yellow, or whatever you want, right? So that's a good opportunity, right, to put something, okay? But yeah, so like you see like these little red spots right here. That would be great to like put somewhere else on his body, right? To have like kind of like tattoos, you know what I mean? Or like not tattoos, but like painted marks, you know what I mean? To increase the clown element, to increase the bee element, right? And if you want, right, you don't need to do this, but you could have like he has like a big bee butt, you know, like a bee stinger, right? And that could like increase the things that you want from this character design, right? And make him feel more threatening, and increase the bee aspect and the clown aspect, so that those two things are the combination that you're trying to show to the audience, right? But his vibe is good, right? I would say that the anatomy for the chest is kind of working, right? The legs, you know, still need some work, right? But it's getting there, right? Maybe instead of the stingers, right? Maybe he could be like holding like some kind of like bee staff, you know what I mean? Like a stinger staff, you know what I mean? So that you could have the arms, right? But you could keep these are fine, right? But I'm just like, how does this guy eat? You know what I mean? How does this guy do stuff, right? But I would say that the character is coming through. It's working so far. You could really push the bee and clown element, right? And incorporate more color harmony throughout the piece, right? But I would say, like, you know, overall, you know, his character's coming through. I get what he's about. He's a bee, he's a clown, okay? Those two things are very, very simply stated, and it's working, right? Like it's coming through to me as the audience, right? So yeah, that's working. You know, I like the little touch of like the smile right here on the clown. That's cool. But when you're designing this piece, I would recommend that you get rid of these purple streaks, right? Get rid of all this background stuff so that you could just focus on the color of the character, right, by itself, right? So that so that the background elements don't sway your design. You understand, right? But yeah, pretty good. Good job, guys, right? But yeah, that's gonna be the 3 for this week, right? And I'm probably gonna do like a little outro for you guys. And but yeah, that's the third person, the critique done. Okay, beautiful. All right, guys, that was the 3 critiques for this week. I will be doing more, you know, as you know, hopefully like more people send in their work so I can take a look, right? But something that I wanted to talk to you guys about, right? For the 3 that send in their work, right? What I want you guys to do is, you know, if you do decide to continue the piece, right, to improve upon it, make it better, I would say to, after you're done, after you feel like you've made the improvements and you're like yes, you know, like you know, I took your critique and I implemented it, right? And like, you know, maybe I included stuff that you said, or like, you know, things that I wanted to change, right? Take that piece and then send it to me again, right? Same way in the comments of the Reddit, right? So that we could see the improvement, right, after critique, so that we could see how critique improves work just in general, right? And I want to see the work continue. I want to see how my advice affected your work, right? I want to see you guys improve. So please, the people who, you know, volunteered to, you know, take the hits, right? I'm saying, hey, come in here, take the hits again, right? Send in your work once you've made those improvements, and let me see, because I want to see you guys improve, right? So for those of you who are watching this video who want to send your work, right, I will be leaving a link down below for you guys to send your work. Leave it in the comments of the link that I'm going to post, right? You know, the rules are all there, right? If you don't have a Reddit account, make a Reddit account, because this is the way I'm going to organize this, right? This is where all the things are going to go, so that I can see your work, right? And you know, if you guys enjoyed the work that you saw, maybe give them a follow, right? Maybe you know, follow their work, and then maybe we could start like a little community where we look at each other's work, and you know, we could give each other advice, you know what I mean, stuff like that, right? But you know, I just want to give you guys like a little applause for the people who sent their work. You know, very good job, right? Awesome stuff. It takes guts to show your work to someone, especially to get critiqued, right? So good job for you guys, right? Good job. Like I said, those of you who haven't sent your work in, send it in. Let me see it, right? I want to see your work, right? So share your work down in the link below. But that's it, guys. Please, if you enjoyed this video, hit that like, hit that subscribe. Check out my Prince and Patreon if you want to support the channel. Ring that bell for notification. All that bullshit. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Thanks a lot.